Now on CoastTV News.
Marching down the streets of Milford, the annual community parade celebrating 70 years of fun.
Slow down in Ocean City. Special event zone rules have been extended to include Bike Week, and it's part of our CoastTV poll tonight.
Burn ban, fiery, dry conditions across Delmarva have multiple counties enforcing special rules.
And a deadly accident. What we know about a Greenwood crash that happened this morning.
And the lack of rain and our weather pattern continuing to stay very dry for at least the next few days.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
The race for the White House in some states, voters already going to the polls. Meanwhile, the candidates are trying to sway those who haven't made a decision yet. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight with some presidential politics.
We are getting closer and closer to Election Day, and both candidates are working hard to get their supporters to the polls.
Vice President Harris and former President Trump are focusing on engaging key demographics while also expanding their reach.
NBC's Bree Jackson is in Washington with details on both camps.
With just 20 days until Election Day, both candidates are ramping up outreach efforts. Vice President Harris, for the first time, taking part in an interview with conservative-leaning Fox News, being pressed on key issues like immigration.
I'm the only person who's running for president who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations. I have spent a significant part of my career going after people who present a threat to the safety of the American people and cross our border with the intent of doing us harm.
Former President Trump attempting to appeal to women voters during a Fox News town hall. The overturning of Roe v. Wade remains a top concern for some.
Why is the government involved in women's basic rights?
This issue has torn this country apart for 52 years. So we got it back in the states.
Mr. Trump doubling down on his divisive rhetoric, painting Democrats as the enemy within.
They're very dangerous. They're Marxists and communists and fascists.
Both candidates working to mobilize voters.
We're going to do the work. That's about knocking on doors and calling people and emailing.
As soon as you can, go to the polls and vote.
Many Americans are casting their ballot before November 5th.
Why did you vote early this year?
Honestly, because Donald Trump told me to.
What made it an easy decision?
Sanity versus insanity, criminal versus prosecutor.
More than 300,000 showed up for the first day of early in-person voting in Georgia, doubling 2020 numbers. Record-breaking turnout in a razor-thin race. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Next week, in-person absentee voting gets underway in Wisconsin, another crucial battleground state. It's also a state with competitive down-ballot races that could energize voters and make a difference in the tight presidential race.
On September 13th, Tyler Walsh, a junior at Stephen Decatur High School, was hit by a motorcycle while crossing Coastal Highway in Ocean City, leaving him in critical condition. The accident happened at the peak of Bike Week, sparking demands to make the event safer. Well, on Tuesday, the Ocean City Council responded, approving a special event zone for next year's Bike Fest. This will bring the speed limit in town down to 30 miles an hour, and it's something one local says is a great idea.
I think it's a really good idea. It's very much needed. It has helped certainly with the cruising events that we have here in town. It has helped to deter the H2OI groups that had come in the past.
Ocean City Mayor Rick Meehan says they've never felt the need for a special event zone during Bike Week before, but after this year's accidents, he believes it's a necessary step.
And the special event zone has been in place for many events, including the Endless Summer Cruising event that just wrapped up. But this will be the first time it goes into effect for the Ocean City Bike Fest. And this brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know if you think special event zones should extend to all Ocean City events. Let's take a look at the updated results from earlier this evening.
Well, so far, most people say yes, the special event zone should be extended to all events. 12% say no, and just 1% each saying only car shows or biker events only.
And that is pretty definitive. It has been that way all night, but the numbers have ticked up just a little bit every single time we've run the poll. If you want to go vote, go to CoastTV.com or use the CoastTV mobile app, and you can see those online updates on our website.
We're going to go ahead and take a live look now outside into Ocean City, and our first alert chief meteorologist Paul Williams will join us now with a look at the weather. Paul, I'm cold.
And I believe you. I think we've taken a vote, and the vote is 3-0, cold against possibly being warm. And you know what else it's been? Very dry. And a dry atmosphere makes it feel that much colder. And it's been dry on the ground as well. In fact, you take a look at the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, and we are at least 3 different levels closer to drier than normal or drier than unusual or more unusually dry. And then as far as our drought meter is concerned, this will be updated for tomorrow, actually. But right now we're looking at moderate drought to actually abnormally dry for us from Bethany Beach down towards Ocean Pines. So we have to really search for the rain. That's just how minuscule it's been. So far this month, we've had nothing, nada at all. And for the year, believe it or not, we're over 4.5 inches shy where we should be for this time of the year. And just to kind of bring it into even more focus, the last time we measured any significant rain in Georgetown was actually September the 27th. So it's been dry, and it stays that way, dangerously dry, Charlie.
Thank you, Paul. And with that in mind, the Delaware State Fire Marshal has issued a burn ban across the state. As Paul was just explaining the reason why, it is dry, really dry, and that can increase the fire hazards. The ban includes all agricultural burning and all bonfires except those smaller than 3 by 3 that are used for cooking only. Milton Fire Chief Johnny Hopkins thinks this is a smart precautionary measure.
It's extremely dry right now, so the opportunity for woods and field fires. You have farmers in the fields right now harvesting crops, but any other type of burn will, by this ban, will be illegal at this point.
And the state is also encouraging water conservation during this dry period. And over in Wicomico County, a burn ban has also been issued by the county executive. That's due to the drought conditions. Violations there carry a $500 fine per incident. It's a ban that has also effect in Worcester County.
The Supreme Court will allow the Biden administration to enforce its latest attempt to curb carbon emissions at coal and gas-fired power plants that contribute to climate change. The High Court rejected emergency requests brought by Republican states led by West Virginia and various industry groups seeking to block the regulation. Under the new rule, the EPA wants to require carbon capture. It's a technique that uses solvents to remove carbon dioxide from power plant emissions. The Biden administration has made carbon capture a key part of its efforts to tackle climate change. The case will now continue before the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit, and after that, the issue could come before the justices again.
New tonight, Milford bringing the energy as the streets and sidewalks were packed full of people celebrating the annual community parade.
And as Coast TV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us, the crowd was thrilled to be together for the special night.
Full streets, big smiles, and cool costumes. That was the vibe in Milford Wednesday as the city celebrated its annual community parade. The fun goes back 70 years and brings out floats, marching bands, and a bunch of different characters. Joseph Brozanius has been coming to the parade with his wife for the past few years. He says he loves the camaraderie it brings.
It's great because we don't get together too often as a community, so these parades bring us together, and we look forward to it every year.
People filled just about every inch of the sidewalks outside of stores and restaurants in downtown Milford to cheer on those participating. For Justin Turner, it's a chance to bond with his kids, including daughter Malia.
The highlight of this parade would be spending time with her and seeing my kids enjoy themselves walking in the parade. But just the community experience is a beautiful thing to see.
A tradition that brings in the whole community of Milford and those in the surrounding areas together. And it doesn't seem like that's going to change anytime soon. for a parade that started 70 years ago. You can see the streets and sidewalks are still full as people are excited and off their feet for each and every float that comes on by, like this one right here behind me. In Milford, Brendan Conroy, Coast TV News.
Tragic news tonight. Singer Liam Payne has died. The former member of boy band One Direction fell from the third floor of a hotel in Argentina. That's according to local police. Few details are available at this time. Payne was 31 years old. The band, which also included Harry Styles, Zayn Malik, Lewis Tomlinson, and Niall Horan, first performed in 2010 after each member appeared on the UK version of the show The X Factor.
One person is dead after an early morning crash in Greenwood. State police say a man was driving on Shawnee Road and lost control of his car. The car went off the road, hit a telephone box, and then crashed into a tree. He was reportedly not wearing a seatbelt. The 28-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene. We have more news to get into this evening.
Courts are closed. Tennis and pickleball fans will have to wait a few days to hit the ball around after vandalism caused an area park to close for repairs.
Paving the avenue after plans were scuttled due to budget cuts. Rehoboth Beach is setting to get back to this and get that blacktop done after all.
Here's a look at your Bay forecast. Listen, we're looking to go from 61 to 70 between Thursday and Friday, and we'll have some increasing sunshine. And you know what? How about we turn the temperatures up a couple of ticks? We'll talk more about that coming up in just 60 seconds.
We're bringing bright hope to Delaware by creating opportunity. As Secretary of Labor, I focused on preparing the workforce of tomorrow. And in Congress, I've worked to strengthen career and technical education. Jobs that might not require a four-year college degree, but do require skills. With jobs like these. Together, we can build the workforce of today and tomorrow. I'm Lisa Blunt Rochester, and I approve this message because our opportunities should be limitless.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, like myself in flooring, to ensure you get the best product to fit your needs and that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
They worked with me, gave me different options, kept within that budget, completed it on time. Delmarva Design Center was awesome.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
I have to kind of agree with old Christina. I'm not calling her old. That's old, O-L-E, not O-L-D. Old Christina, and saying, listen, it's just been kind of cold in general. So we're going to break out of that pattern, but unfortunately, we're not breaking out of that drying out, drought kind of pattern. We're still going to be pining for a chance of some precipitation. Our Irish Eyes camera dropping down to the low 50s, and we'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies. Now, get this. It wasn't your imagination that we were feeling cold today. I mean, 36 was the beginning point or the starting point in Georgetown and in Salisbury. And just to kind of keep it in the proper perspective, 30 is the record, which was set in 1978. 36 is where we were. So we're only about 6 degrees away from tying the record low for this date. The norm is about 49, actually. Then you combine that with the winds pouring out of the north, and that made for a serious situation as far as how chilly it felt this morning. And then on top of that, as if we're adding layers to a cake or something, we're looking at, for example, the small craft advisory indicating 25-mile-per-hour winds around the entire Delmarva Peninsula. So everybody had their fair share of the chills for today. Now, one quick note, we had some clear skies, and if we have clearing skies, we'll have a chance to enjoy the Hunter's Moon, which is the largest full moon of 2024. Now, the name was derived from the Native Americans, but it's going to be a supermoon because we'll have 14% brighter than average full moon. Overnight, we're not going to have mostly clear skies. In fact, it's going to become a bit cloudy, so we're going to stay in the 50s along the shore, but we're going to fall into the 40s rather rapidly, the inland areas. And the reason why is because we're going to have a nosedive with the temperatures at night, because we have, when you deal with that, sometimes we have some places where it's going to be a little clearer, like for example in the inland areas. So we're going to have what we call sweater weather. Temperatures dropping back into the 40s, and it's going to be really chilly. Take a look, for example, 41 and 39 along the Highway 113. Inland areas, looking forward to staying in the 30s in Federalsburg, Denton, as well as Vienna. And we'll dip into the 30s over towards Princess Anne as well as Salisbury. A little warm over towards the water. The winds continuously pulling out of the north and will be in the 60s by lunchtime. for Thursday. Thursday night, we'll fall into the 50s. Friday, 7 o'clock in the morning, we're back to the 40s again. Clear skies. And that's when that serious drop in the temperature will happen again for us. It's just going to be kind of cool in the morning time until we get to the weekend. Now, this is actually the treat. This is the dessert of the forecast, okay? We'll have high pressure that'll settle in for the weekend, and here's the result of that high pressure system. Take a look at your extended forecast. We're going to warm to 70 degrees on Saturday, 74 on Sunday, then it gets beautiful. 77, 78, 77. I mean, it's like my favorite genre of music, which these young folks on the news set probably wouldn't know anything about.
All right, thanks, Paul. Well, you may remember earlier this month, CoastTV reported that the Rehoboth Avenue paving project was being delayed due to budget cuts by DelDOT. But now, a 180. The city says the project is a go for this fall. CoastTV got mixed reactions from people in Rehoboth Beach today, and in a statement the city released, officials say repaving will take place overnight from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and will start soon after the Sea Witch Festival. One business owner wants more communication from the city about these projects.
I wish that there was more communication between the business community and the city hall, because this quarter is our second busiest quarter. When it's fully done, obviously it'll give it a better look.
And DelDOT named Adel to complete the repaving project.
The tennis courts located in Canal Front Park in Lewis are going to be closed over the next couple of days. That's for repairs. Earlier this year, the city says the court was vandalized by somebody on an electric bike who left tire marks on the property. The repairs are focused on fixing that, as well as the crank that raises and lowers one of the nets. Parks and Marina manager Janet Reeves hopes that they're going to be able to open again to the public.
It will be the schedule back as usual. We alternate use by pickleball players and tennis players. So that schedule will continue. We're hoping to have the courts back open on Saturday.
The city says it'll keep people updated on when the courts will be able to reopen. That'll be on their website. As FEMA continues to respond to Hurricane Helene and Milton, an agency spokesperson says it has roughly $8.5 billion in its disaster relief fund. Despite the relatively low balance, the spokesperson says FEMA has the funding it needs to continue recovery efforts from both hurricanes. The balance is also a reflection of how it has been a year of nonstop disasters filled with tornadoes, wildfires, floods. Congress may be forced to replenish the disaster relief funds, but the House of Representatives isn't expected to return until after the November elections. Still to come, Big Money Musk, the incredible amount of cash that one of the world's richest people has dumped into the presidential campaign.
And next, a ride to the polls. Lyft is offering discounted rates on Election Day so you can do your civic duty.
We know Angela Alsobrooks got caught taking illegal tax breaks, owing $59,000 in back taxes.
And she's now getting a deal. No penalties and a 25% reduction in interest.
Now the New York Times reports Alsobrooks lied on official mortgage documents, and Alsobrooks was sued twice for not paying her bills. Thousands in water, sewer, and other expenses. What scandal will they report next? Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Welcome to First State Chevrolet, your commercial truck headquarters on Route 113 in Georgetown. We carry the full lineup of Chevrolet medium-duty trucks and low-cab forward models. Our sales staff is professional and ready to earn your business.
Save up to $19,000 on this 2024 low-cab forward dump body.
Save up to $16,000 on this medium-duty dump truck.
Stop in or find us on the web at firststatechevy.com.
We are First State Chevy in Georgetown, where we put you, the customer, first. Together, let's drive.
Hey, you're coming with me today.
I am?
Mm-hmm. Come on.
My sister loves volunteering with her coworkers.
Heads up.
I asked her why she likes it so much.
This is my little sister.
She said there's something special about helping out with Food Lion.
Yes, of course. Have a great day.
You get to make people smile.
Here to fill tables and hearts with hope. Food Lion feeds, here for every moment.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewis Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows and pick the perfect apples, organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood. The historic Lewis Farmers Market is now in the Lewis Elementary School parking lot on Savannah Road every Saturday from 9 to noon.
Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment. This is Coast TV News at 11.
Lyft is offering 50% off rides to the polling station on Election Day as part of its voting access program. The rideshare app says people without cars are less likely to vote. According to a report released Wednesday by Lyft, a 1-mile increase in distance to a polling site can reduce voter turnout by 20%. The longest drives to a polling site average 5.8 miles. That's in Texas. Lyft users can take advantage of the discount by preloading the code VOTE-24 into their app until November 5th.
Speaking of the election, how's this for a big number? It appears that Elon Musk gave nearly $75 million to the pro-Trump super PAC that he helped form. New filings with the Federal Election Commission detail 7 separate contributions from Musk to America PAC between July and September. To date, the super PAC has spent nearly $96 million on the presidential race and millions on highly competitive House races.
In business news, the grocery store Aldi is offering what it calls an inflation-busting holiday meal. At $47, this is the lowest cost Thanksgiving meal it's sold in 5 years. The meal feeds 10 people. It includes a butterball turkey, gravy, rolls, macaroni and cheese, and stuffing. Customers will also get ingredients to make cranberry sauce, mashed potatoes, a sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole, and of course, dessert, the best part, a pumpkin pie. According to its CEO, 25% of U.S. households now shop at the German chain.
And a trip to the ESAC finals on the line. We're going to see which teams are heading to the championship coming up.
And next, a new school, where Worcester County is building its next elementary school.
And the question is, where are you going to have your next hole-in-one? Probably in your imagination. But despite that, here's a look at your golf forecast. Looking pretty good. Still chilly, still breezy, but still pretty good with a high of 61.
We salute Kayla Hovatter. Serving with the Maryland National Guard since February 2018, she has exemplified the highest standards of the military police. Her commitment to duty and dedication to safeguarding her community and fellow service members showcases the core values of the National Guard.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today.
My brothers and I were blessed with loving parents. They paid into Social Security and Medicare their entire lives. Now, some politicians in Washington want to take away the benefits seniors across Delaware have earned. I'm Sarah McBride. In the Senate, I help lower prescription drug costs. In Congress, my priority will be making it easier for people to pay their bills and afford to retire. I approve this message because Social Security is a promise after a lifetime of hard work.
Your Ford dealer presents Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. The intelligently designed F-150 truck with hands-free highway driving. Want more? Visit your local Ford dealer. Get F-150 with $3,900 plus $3,000 bonus cash or Super Duty with $3,900 or $2,000 customer cash.
Farmers are superheroes, true conservationists. We are using soil health practices to help fight climate change. Soil health farmers are working today to protect tomorrow, using regenerative agriculture and climate-smart practices like no-till and cover crops to improve soil health. Healthy soils sequester carbon, improve water quality, and produce sustainable, nutrient-rich food. Soil health farmers are working today to keep Delmarva a beautiful place for generations to come.
Tacoma has a dominant legacy as America's favorite small pickup for almost 2 decades. Known for reliability and capability. Now buy a Tacoma with low 4.99 APR or lease an SR for $279 a month.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
Looking for a beautiful area rug that'll make your room come to life? Visit the Rug World at Johnny Janosic. Our rug experts and professional design team will help you find the perfect rug for your home. Choose from our exclusive selection of fine handmade area rugs from around the world in any size and any style at prices you can afford. Transform your room with the right rug from the Rug World at Johnny Janosic World of Furniture and Mattresses in Laurel, Dover, Wilmington, and Christiana.
Worcester County is moving forward with plans to build a brand new Buckingham Elementary School in Berlin. The state of Maryland is stepping up with a $25.8 million contribution, the largest ever for a school in the county, while the county is adding $47 million to the pot. On Tuesday, county commissioners approved the school board's request to start design work, which should begin in the next 60 days, and construction is expected to finish by summer 2029.
In health news, if you're running low on COVID tests at home, you can get them for free right now. Both Representative Lisa Blunt Rochester and Governor John Carney pushing Delaware residents to take advantage. The process is really easy. You just go to the website. It's covidtests.gov. You put in your name, your information, and you can have those tests delivered to your home, to your front door for free. I went through the process today. It took less than a minute.
Well, it's considered a developmental disorder, and while symptoms of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, start in childhood, a lot of adults also have it. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains the impact ADHD can have on an adult and what to do if you suspect you have symptoms.
When Allison Burke's daughter started struggling to pay attention, a family doctor thought it might be ADHD, so this mom took her high schooler to be tested.
It sounded very familiar. And so through her diagnosis, I decided to go ahead and go through the testing process myself.
Turns out they both had ADHD and had been suffering with symptoms. Just like in children, the disorder can cause problems in daily life for adults, including having trouble paying attention, getting distracted, disorganization, procrastination, poor time management, difficulty remembering daily tasks, frequently losing things, and being forgetful.
I just kept feeling so seen and validated for the first time in my adult life.
Health experts say there are many reasons someone may not be diagnosed with ADHD until adulthood, but it's never too late to seek a diagnosis because treatment can help make day-to-day life easier, says psychologist Justin Bartarian with the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center.
We're thinking about a pattern of symptoms that have been consistent throughout your life that significantly impact your functioning.
Burke now realizes she struggled as a child, but after diagnosis and treatment, she says her life's been changed.
I always tell people it's kind of like it just quiets down my brain and my body so that I can have that energy to focus on implementing those other tools that I've learned through therapy.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And ADHD is diagnosed differently in adults than in children. For those who suspect they have symptoms, the psychologist recommends talking to your primary care provider, who can do initial screening and, if need be, refer you for a more comprehensive evaluation.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
What's going on, sports fans? The regular season has come to an end in the ESEAC, and these two teams look to punch their ticket in to the conference finals. It's the ESEAC semifinals. Delmarva Christian at home taking on the Salisbury School Dragons. We start things off with the Salisbury School. Colby Siege making his way down the sideline, but it would go wide. Still scoreless in half number one. And then Harrison Skilbach goes for the goal, but Owen Holder on the money, saving it. More from the Royals, though. They would keep attacking and did not want to let up. This time it's Jay Parrish putting on the Jets, but still no goals, still zeros across the board. Eli Chavez trying to make something happen, but Owen Holder holding on to the rock, bringing it down, but this time Eli Chavez to Jay Parrish, and he would do his thing, getting the first goal of the game to the left side of the net. Royals take a 1-0 lead, and then Casey Bell trying to get everybody involved, going to the opening man in Henry Ennis. He dodges all the Dragons' defense and scores the Royals' second goal. Delmarva Christian won 3-0 and is headed to the ESEAC finals. Taking on, well, their team will be that they have to face Worcester Prep Mallards. The Mallards defeated Salisbury Christian here tonight, 8-0. It will be the Royals and the Mallards on Friday in the ESEAC Boys Soccer Championship. That'll for sports. Have a great night, everybody.
Up next, making winter a little more fun. DelDOT looking for creative snowplow names again this year.
We're looking for our first house. We're growing a family. The Parker Group and our realtor, Jen, they were great. Helped us get our first home. That was a very smooth, easy process, especially for our first time. Family expanded a little bit more. We went right to the Parker Group because how easy it was the first time. And before we knew it, here we are in our next home and we love it.
Our experience with the Parker Group was seamless.
Our realtor and the Parker Group was almost like a family in a way. They were there for us when we needed them. That was a big thing.
100% we would go with the Parker Group again.
Get ready, Delmarva. Excitement and incredible savings have arrived at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $3,200 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,300 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, like myself in tile, to ensure that you have the best product to fit your needs, and that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your remodel.
I was able to look at everything that I was looking for my new kitchen, including the backsplash and the countertop and the sinks all in one place.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
In Maryland, we live closer to the halls of the Senate than anywhere in America, but often it feels they're on another planet. Because when it comes to what's impacting your life, Washington's nowhere to be found. We can take on corporate price gouging, causing prices to skyrocket, expand access to affordable prescription drugs, keep our neighborhoods safe, and protect your hard-earned retirement. I'm Angela Also Brooks, and I'll be a senator focused on you. That's why I approve this message.
Is your kitchen sink ugly, scratched, or faded? Hurl's Bath Repair can restore it like new with a nanotech refinishing that's smoother and more resilient. Call Hurl's Bath Repair for a free estimate.
You don't know how much pressure you put on your septic system, but Riddex does. In a 21-month study, scientists proved that Riddex reduces up to 20% of waste buildup every month. Take the pressure off with Riddex.
CoastTV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
The Delaware Department of Transportation is back with its Name That Plow contest. Students in grades K to 5 can submit creative names for DelDOT snowplows, just like last year's winners, Ice Blady and Melton John. I love those. To enter, you have to email your plow name and school name to DelDOT by November 8th.
I guess if they're coming to help you plow, does that mean the ice ploweth man cometh? I don't know. Okay, so we'll work on it. Okay, Gateway Subaru camera in Ocean City, actually. 53, we're going to drop down to 51. Chance of a quick little sprinkle, actually, in Ocean City, but we're talking about for about 15 minutes. That's it. Umbrella giveaway winner, Michael Pryslak of Rehoboth Beach. Congratulations. We still have gusty winds along the entire Delmarva Peninsula, but you can keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Brockstedt, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling exclusive 10-day forecast. We're going to warm up over the weekend and then stay warm after that.
Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11.
For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next.
And we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.